For our experiment today, we need the foods that we're going to try chewing. We need a cotton ball soaked in salt water to use with our brad electrodes so that they're able to conduct through our skin better. We need an aluminum foil bracelet to use as a ground, something to view our signal on, and a speaker so that we can hear it, and of course our spiker box hooked up to our popsicle stick electrode leads. Before we get started, we need to make a hypothesis or an educated guess about which food we think will make the bigger EMG signal. We hypothesize that the gummy bear EMG will be the biggest because gummy bears are more chewy, and that the marshmallow signal will be smaller because they seem easier to squish. After you've dipped your electrodes in salt water, place them on your cheek with them oriented vertically on your masseter muscle, and put the food that you're testing inside your cheek on the same side as the electrodes, and then chew just enough to squish the food that you're trying to measure. And then look at your EMG and listen to the sound. Push record on the top right corner of your screen and have your subject eat their gummy bear. Chewing just enough to squish it so that we're getting an accurate reading. And when you feel like you've gotten a good reading, go ahead and stop the recording. Now we're going to view the recording that we just made by pushing recordings at the bottom of the screen. Scroll down to the bottom where our newest one is stored, select it, and then push play. And then we'll watch it to make sure that it looks like our gummy bear, and it does. So we're going to pause the recording, and we're going to select a certain burst of EMG to zoom in on a little bit so that we can get accurate placement of our measurement. So to get so that you can measure, place your finger at the beginning of the EMG burst until a blue line appears, and then drag it over the EMG burst. And then up here in the corner will pop up an RMS, which tells you the average amplitude of your signal, and that tells us how big of a signal it was. So for this one, you can see that we have an RMS, or root mean square, of 0.008 millivolts. And then we can use that number to compare to any of the other foods that we want to test.